We're back. We're back.
Asian soul food. Asian soul food.
I'm very excited this week for no reason.
That's a good thing. You got to be excited for some. Well, you don't got to be excited for any reason, but that means you have a positive week. How was your week?
I had a pretty good week, and I gotta say things are looking pretty good, right?
Okay.
Business has been great.
When people say things looking pretty good, that means there's some checks involved.
Well, it doesn't have to be. Well, in this scenario, it's really not. It's probably future checks,
right?
Future checks, but things are pretty good so far. Well, how about you? How's your
week's been good, man? We coming out of the, I don't know how to say, we coming out of a pandemic, but we still in a pandemic. So my week is always, my excitement is if I see a change in the news where it's like masks are coming off if you're vaccinated, or we're opening up on, I think was it June 15th is like we're opening up like for the full Monty. So no, it's been good, just staying busy, working. Just keeping positive, man. My birthday was this past week, last week, so awesome. I turned right, so
28
plus 10 plus tax.
Okay.
So that was fun. It was fun. And just kind of, enjoying life. It's funny thing it's funny because when you younger, you enjoy your birthdays. The birthdays come up, you're excited, you plan all this shit for your birthday. Yeah. And maybe it could just be me.
Well, I mean,
when you get older, I don't want my fucking
28.
birthday.
Well, 38 is a new 28.
Age out here?
Well, come on, bro. I'm for
my
real,
shit.
But yeah, no, it's still young. And this day and age, I see, today I was seeing this real estate agent. Her name is Tracy Tudor. She was on the
Hey Tracy,
$1 million listing. And then when
Tracy,
I
love her.
She's really, really good.
She's on $1 Million Listing in LA, right?
Yes,
she's dope. And she dressed. She dressed her ass off.
Absolutely. And then I was like, okay, she is so successful, and she looks like she's in her 30. And then when I check, I don't want to say her age, but
she's definitely, she has 2 kids, like 2 teenagers.
But she looks amazing though.
Yeah,
she looks amazing.
She's still divorced, right?
So congratulations on your birthday.
Thank you. Awesome. I didn't turn up as much, but it was a fun time. And like I said, on your birthday, it's funny because most people on my day of my birthday all were asking me about, you're not out, you're not going out. And I'm just like,
it's pandemic. It's
pandemic too, but I just wanted to chill. I had a glass of wine.
Yeah. I
put something on the grill, and I watched some basketball games. It was cool. Like it was very relaxed. So
talking about Tracy, can I also sell some real estate here too?
Well, clearly, like I said, Mike, as long as you don't put up no goddamn 1-800 call Michael U up on here, we're good. So what's new in the listing? That's what I'm about to ask you. You always got a new goddamn house.
Yes.
You're like a Jamaican, got 5 jobs.
You already know. I got a family to feed. Well, not really. I don't really. But this one is in Brentwood. It's a great one. It's it's 2218 Canyonback Road. Okay, 4,800 is a big one. 4,850. It's a huge home. Okay,
is it listed or you? What is it? You got the listing? Are you selling it?
It's coming soon.
Okay.
It's coming on the market in the next 2 weeks or so.
Okay.
So this house, if you check on Zillow right now, it's valued at 3.3 million, but we're only listing for 2.6.
Why so low?
Well, you know what?
Is that the Chinese price?
No, it's not. It's Indian. It's not. But
Chinese Indian, you always want a cheap price.
But no,
it's 300. We get it for 2.
It's a great price. Okay. And it got a beautiful golf course view.
Is it Brentwood? You said
Brentwood, and Mountain Gate. Mountain is like a golf course.
Yeah, I've been golfing over there before.
It's and you overlooking the entire golf course.
Doesn't Tracy? That's why you met Tracy?
Yeah. No, I didn't meet Tracy there. I was just thinking of her.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, she is great at what she does. And
she was living in Brentwood. She sold her house, I think 2-3 years ago. I saw it was amazing.
Something
what she
like
went
that.
through. We talking like we know her. Tracy, come on the show, girl.
Oh yeah, no,
we talking all about you. You ain't been on the show yet. And also, $1 Million Listing. Bravo, you owe us a check because I'm giving you all this fucking thing. $1 Million Listing New York is coming out this week because we're both. You watch $1 Million Listing in New York? Or
I watch it a little bit. I watch more LA. A little bit more. Yeah.
New York comes out this week. I feel like New York's been on hiatus because I haven't seen a $1 Million Listing New York season in a while, so I'm excited to see the new one that's popping out. So
it's very interesting though. It's very because one thing that many people don't know is that New York, they have the highest condo sale in the history. This month,
really?
In April.
Wow.
The best
because the pandemic stuff.
I think it's because pandemic is over technically to a lot of people.
Right.
That's why people are coming back. People are buying homes, and same thing in LA as well. I've been getting multiple offers for.
I feel like the condos in LA are so shitty though.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Like I would not recommend someone buying a condo in LA. Like, why would you do that? Like and half the time when I look at some of the condos, they look like cheap ass apartments.
Well, they are. They're not the best. They're not well, and in terms of appreciation, right?
Yeah.
We're looking at how much value it increase over time, and condo is the worst. You wanna get into a single family. Gosh, you're gonna make so much money. You won't. Even
my mom who does real estate too.
Yeah,
but she used to always tell me never buy a condo. I go, why, Mom? I'm young. She's like, it's the worst investment you can buy. Because by the time you pay off your mortgage or whatever, your HOA loan, your HOA fees or your maintenance fees will be just as much as if you was paying.
Not necessarily true. It depends on different area though. Yeah. But enough about real estate. We're gonna go in.
Yeah, no. I'm just,
like a law though. Yeah.
But I'm just saying. So I get the condos and so I would never buy a condo.
I get that.
In LA. But so you know what's playing rent free in your head this week? What's you playing in the car?
What am I playing?
What is rent free? And Mike, it works in real estate, so rent free ain't a good thing.
Oh yeah, no, it's a rent free is not a good thing. Well, and for me though, it's also because
we should be paying rent anyway. But it's okay.
That's not true at all. I disagree with that 100%. But rent free in my mind, I'm gonna recommend this song to. This is not a real like mainstream song, but people who know her really love her, and I love her a lot. Her name is Kali Uchis.
Okay.
And
Uchi Wally Uchi Bang.
She is a Colombian American singer.
Oh, she sounds like she's gorgeous.
She is gorgeous. Not only she's gorgeous, she makes wonderful and gorgeous music as well.
She's like English or
English
Spanish?
And like half Spanish, half English, and that makes it more fun,
Okay.
And I'm trying to learn some Spanish too, so I'm like, what are you talking about?
Okay.
This song is called Telepathia. It means telepathy in English.
Is it on mainstream music or is it not?
It is. Yeah, you should check it out. It's on it's kind of mainstream.
Is that one song? And she's I heard that song. Something to fly away.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big TikTok song. So she's Colombian. Oh yeah, I like that song. Yeah. I heard that song before.
That is a great fucking song.
And tell me what it is.
And I feel like her song is just. It's some songs you listen to it 2-3 times and that's it. And you're like, oh, you know what? Like, no offense to Peaches, Justin Bieber. That song I get over with so fast,
Well, because they play it so much.
Yeah, that's true. And it is like just only one hook that's memorable, and after that you just don't want to listen to it anymore. Like you get tired easily.
Peaches and
you know what I'm saying, right?
And then plus it don't help with that fucking hairdo he got this week. I saw. You see the hairdo he got?
Wait, who?
Justin Bieber.
Hair dye or hair?
No, do. It's like I don't know. It's like dreads mixed with dirt and cum. It's fucking. It look like it stinks.
Yeah, I
look at that.
Kind of like J. Cole a little bit.
It's like I was trying to go for dreads, but it went way left.
Man, I think it's cool actually. I think it's pretty cool.
That shit looks terrible.
It's no good. Now you're tired.
Come on.
Not feeling that.
See, listen.
I mean, I think it's pretty cool.
I'm confused as to what he's trying to go for here. I'm just confused. Look at his hair. And some people, I ain't gonna say who, they might be like cultural appropriation, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Okay. Makes sense. He's been doing that for a long time.
Listen, don't take it. It don't take away that I still like JB.
What about you? What's rent free?
You know what? What's rent free in my head this week? So I'm a big fan of 2000s alternative rock. Yeah, I was one of those kids that loved like Evanescence and No Doubt, and so Willow Smith, which obviously
Smith,
yeah,
okay.
Jada Pinkett and Will Smith daughter came out with a song called Transparency.
And
it's like a 2000s rock song, and it's lit.
Really?
It's like when you listen to it, like I said, if you grew up listening to like No Doubt, like that year of 2000 when we still have that alternative rock, is very much that vibe. And it was weird. I was like, who was this girl singing this 2000s rock? And I was like, it's Willow Smith. I was like, oh shit, and it's on repeat.
I feel like a lot of things are right now, it's a comeback or repeat of some older stuff, right? Yeah. It's like, alternative rock. And then what with Kali Uchis, and I just said, is more like soul. It's a kind of neo soul type of thing.
It's very neo soul. Yeah, her song. I like when she goes into that something blonde. I don't know what she said.
She got an entire fire.
But every time that sentence come up, I probably speak all types of garbage. She'd be like, whatever it is, I say it. You know what I mean? But it's a cool song. But since we're talking about music, I wanted to jump into this talking point. So the Grammys, the debacle that happened this past year with all the snubs and all that stuff. And, The Weeknd came out and called it corrupt.
Okay, yeah.
So now the Academy is looking to change the way they are voting, and they only going to do voting from their members. So what you think about that? That's a big change. I think it's a good
thing. My understanding is that previously there's some non-member voting.
Well, no. So they're going to have the voting members do the voting. So it's not going to be anonymous. So say if me and you are members of the Academy, almost like the Emmys.
Okay.
So I'm a member of the Television Academy. Holla. Hey. So each time the award season come up for the Academy Awards, both daytime and primetime Emmy, I get an email and they go, for your consideration, and I get a bunch of screeners.
Okay.
Some series I already watch, some series I never watch, and so I get a chance to watch them privately, and then I can make my vote for Best Actress, Supporting Actor. So the Grammys are looking to do the same thing with the members of the Academy, music, whatever it's called, will now do the voting.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, right?
Well, they might be forced into doing that. Right?
Of course they forced into doing it because they got Justin Bieber came out.
They got boycott so bad.
The Weeknd called them corrupt.
They try to stay relevant.
Well, I think
a lot of people. Let me say this, right? If a lot of mainstream artists, let's say one day Beyonce, Taylor Swift, they say, "Hey, you know what? I'm done with Grammys. I don't want to go to Grammy. I'm not participating." Okay, they're done. They're irrelevant. Okay, and we used to consider many musicians, at least, right, consider them to be the best, highest level, right? But right now it's getting more and more, degraded. People don't like them anymore. Not many people give a
because
fuck.
People who you do like, and the masses, when we listen to the music that's out, and then we find out that The Weeknd didn't get nominated, or Justin Bieber, or Megan Thee Stallion did, or say like Nicki Minaj all those years didn't win a Grammy, you start to kind of wonder, okay, it's obviously more about politics and not about the artistry.
Interesting though. This is a American Music Award, or all those
AMAs,
right? VMAs, AMAs, all these iHeart Music Award. They have very clear cut standard and outline, right? Like, for example, certain votes, then you get it and whatnot. But Grammy is so subjective, you think about it. Music, it is inherently subjective.
Oh, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Some people like some music, some people don't. Like, how do you really compare, let's say, Daft Punk versus Taylor Swift? Like, they're both good music in their own right. That makes sense?
Yeah, no. Right? I mean, they are both in different genres too, but apparently Taylor Swift genre is all over the fucking place because she wins across the board.
Yeah,
so she beat goddamn Beyonce.
Yeah, well, that's my point. And also the interesting point I'm trying to make here is that there's musicians' music and there's public's music. It's a
teach me, Mike.
There is a guy called, what's his name? Jacob Collier. I don't know if you guys know this guy. This
C-Dub is a music guy.
Yeah.
See? Told you.
Protege, right?
Protege.
Totally fucking awesome. Highly recommend this song. It's called Time Along With You with Daniel Caesar. Yes.
Caesar.
Highly recommend Time Along With You. Fucking fire song, right? It. But that song is like, it's... Da, 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 da. It's like just so mellow. It's a musician.
Mike ain't had no one. I'm over here.
I have no idea. It's so difficult to sing. It's so many like blues scales, jazz things. It's just so beautiful, difficult.
A colorful voice.
And not only that, it's just a composing. Like the entire structure is musicians' music. Okay. Public may not like it, right? So for Grammys, are we really selecting or electing the best musicians' music or the public's music? I think the line is very blurred. What do you think?
That's a good thing. I mean, it's funny because the AMAs is actually judged by the people.
Yeah.
And the Grammys are actually judged by a committee.
Yeah.
So when you look at the AMAs, that's for them, it's like, oh, it's judged by the people. That's the voting from the masses who, like the Billboard, like for us. And in the Grammys, which is funny, it's by you getting judged by your peers. Same thing like the SAG-AFTRA Awards, SAG Awards. That's the only awards where you get judged by your peers. But when you look at all the other ones, it's by this committee, a special committee. Like I just said, I'm on the television and film committee. So I'm voting on a committee for you. So back before the pandemic, it was massive parties. You know, the for-year consideration. So Netflix, Amazon, HBO, we get all these beautiful invites, get fucked up at these parties. All the big name actors know that you're there to vote for them. So they super nice, even though they probably don't know the fuck you are. Yeah. But they need your vote.
Sure.
And then you make connections there with everybody else. So it's a cool thing. Now it's obviously more virtual. So the Grammys the same way. It's more about their peers or this committee. And it's funny thing, the committee is made up of all types of people. So they may not like Beyonce. They may not like this music. So it becomes, like you said, it becomes subjective.
There's no hard, like, clear-cut standard.
Right.
Right?
No.
So it's all subjective. And when it comes to that, that's the problem I have with Grammys, because people, when it's subjective, people will always complain. Some people, right? I mean, it is subjective.
Everyone complains. Like complain. You know, I was about to say my favorite tagline, but I'm not going to do it to you today. Yeah. Everybody has an opinion.
Oh, the butthole. Yeah, the butthole thing.
You got a butthole, Mike?
Say that.
Got a butthole? Like a butthole. Everybody got one. Everybody got an opinion.
Yes,
so,
and
now we talk about music. It was funny. I was reading the news this week that, so the FBI released, you know, they release case files every now and then, right?
FBI?
FBI. Okay. Yeah, they have case files, like archival of like cases from back in the day. So they recently released Nirvana's frontman Kurt Cobain's death files.
Wow.
And if you read them online, you know, obviously everyone in the world thought it was more about, you know, he overdosed on drugs. Yeah. It was suicide. But when you really look into it, and also they did a Behind the Music or something on MTV back in the day, they're saying that he didn't commit suicide. They're saying he was murdered. Yes. It's deep. It's deep.
Oh my God.
And so FBI is now saying that it's out of their jurisdiction to reopen up that case. So when something like that happens, it has to go by the state or the local government that's there. So I don't know where I don't know, he was in California when he passed away or whatever, but it's up to, say if he was in California, it's up to California to dig into that archival and then reopen up that case. But based on what was in the documentary and what's in the files, it's some foul play, and it's not all based on he was overdosed. It was like they say he was murdered. Oh, wow. That's crazy, right? So it's crazy how these FBI files, and even if you look at it now with everything that comes out now, with cases being reopened, there's so many things in America that happen, whether it's entertainment or non-entertainment, that goes washed, you know, and it's scary when you have cases like that goes on in America where they reopen up these cases of murderers and people who got kidnapped. And so it's just crazy to kind of find out that, you know, many years later.
That's trippy as hell.
It's trippy, right? Because, you know, I was a huge Nirvana fan. Yeah. I mean, who wasn't? Yeah, who Black, white, Asian, Puerto Rican, everybody. I mean, who didn't like Teen Spirit? Yeah. It ain't the deodorant.
Yeah. Totally get
you know what I mean? Yeah. I remember, because that song came out, what? Fact check
1997.
Was it 97?
I'm thinking. I don't know. I think
Teen Spirit.
The
91.
91. Okay.
He a Nirvana
91,
fan.
Okay. I thought it was 91. Okay.
I remember catching the school bus, and that was always the video on. That's when MTV was playing music music videos all the time. Yeah. That was the last video that I got to watch before running to the school bus in Maryland. And that was like my favorite shit. That song, like, I love that song. That was good years, man. 91 to 2000. Oh, man. That's good music. Yeah. We don't get music like that no more.
I agree.
What happened, Mike?
I mean, it's
was your karaoke?
I think it's the technology is too advanced. You know, right now the autotune with the MIDI tracks, you know, and it just makes people making music that the barrier is so low, so just a whole bunch of shit is out there, you know. And, and you know, I mean, I enjoy the old music more. I like the real music. People say that it's the real music.
The real music, like your parents say, there ain't no real music. Yeah, that shit you listen to. My mom used to always say it's always a sample of what we're listening to. So he's like, oh, that's a sample from an old song. So it just...
It happens, man. That's what it is right now.
Everything of music reinvents the wheel. There's always a sample, or some people call it homage. I call it homages, or sometimes I call it just sampling. So, it's not...
Sometimes just stealing.
Or just sometimes just stealing, which we'll get into later with another song. But as we segue, I want to also talk about we talk about music. Obviously, that comes with money.
Yeah.
So, have you saw Mayweather was on some web show this past
fucking
week?
Jake Paul thing?
No, not
got your head.
Not that one too. But I was going to talk about Mayweather.
Hey, that guy, that fucking marketing genius.
Yes,
bro.
but I was going to talk about Mayweather saying that he was saying that Forbes only puts out certain people about their billionaire status.
Totally.
And that he said he was a billionaire 4 years ago.
Possible. I don't know him well, but I don't know his story well. But it's
coming from a single mom, drugs, Detroit, lived in Jersey.
What I know is that this guy fucking smart as fuck.
You think he's smart, or you got good people around him?
It's the same thing. People, nobody knows everything, right?
Right.
So you got to surround yourself with the best people. I think Mayweather did that, and he bought so many buildings. He bought a lot of buildings. Yeah. And when you got into the residential real estate and you buy a lot of buildings, I mean, you get rich without a doubt, bro.
Well, he's part of Vanderbilt. He owns 9 skyscrapers in New York.
Yeah.
9.
That's what I'm saying.
So
I'm not surprised.
I think he's worth about $10 billion, to be honest with you.
I don't know how much he was really worth, but if in reality, if he's richer than Donald Trump, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Donald Trump had Chapter 11 for years, so we don't know what he got. But
yeah.
What I wanted to also know, how important is spreading your wealth? How important? How you can start in real estate, or you can start in music or whatever. Yeah. How important is it for the individual to know how to spread their wealth?
Are you asking diversification?
Yeah, I'm just saying, how early should someone look into starting that?
I see. I think as early as possible. As early as possible. This is something that I don't do well enough.
Yeah.
But, honestly, I should be doing that more. Yeah, I should be doing that. Yeah, it's not if you will only rely on, fee, commission, and all that stuff, it's all active. Right? The goal is the first level is obviously build your active income, right? And then afterwards, the goal should be to build a passive income the same as your active income, right? To either it's venture capital, whether it's invest in stocks, getting dividends, or whether it's buying real estate, whether it's, going into cryptocurrency, whatever it is, the passive income should be equivalent to your active income. That's the second goal. And then the third level is that the passive income should be more than the active income, right?
Also, when you talk about spreading wealth, right? I think it's also research, it's reading, it's really diving into something that is important to you. I was reading about Rick Ross, right? Rick Ross, he was a prison guard, got into the rap game, made really great choices in music in the rap game. And then he talked about one time, when he didn't know about franchises, right? He didn't know about investing. So he got into franchising, and which was Wingstop. Yeah. So he got into one. Oh. It was successful.
Really?
And then he owns a couple of Wingstops. And he put in his family, and he started to bring his family into the fold. Now that's a secondary income that he built for his family wealth. And so I think, when you start diving into business as a young entrepreneur, whether it's real estate or being a manager or agent, whatever you want to do, no one wants to, I'm not going to say no one wants to live a mediocre life, because some people are happy with that. But if you want to be able to extend your brand in regards to wanting to live an upper class life, I think reading and researching is very important in regards to how you brand out. Because franchises is a business. I think Wingstop's a franchise, Subway, Blaze Pizza, and that's LeBron and Dwayne Wade.
So much money.
And I love Blaze. What's up? Shout out Blaze Pizza. That was our spot every Friday at our meetings. I love Blaze Pizza.
By the way, Blaze Pizza, I grabbed my client who doesn't speak no English at all. I grabbed him to Blaze Pizza. He didn't like pizza at all. And,
really?
He didn't like pizza
Asian?
before.
What are they?
Asian.
Okay.
Didn't like pizza at all. And then I brought them to Blaze Pizza, and then I just ordered. And they're like, damn, this is fire.
So good.
Yeah.
And they got that lemonade. Ooh, I'm getting hungry right now. So good.
It is so good.
So it's important, guys, if you listen out there, spreading your wealth. one thing you don't want to do too. You want to diversify what you do, but you don't want to spread yourself so thin early. Because oftentimes people like to dive into every single thing and then they spread themselves so thin. It's like, try to conquer one thing first, and the rest is going to follow.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Long as you can conquer one thing, the rest is just going to come to you. It's going to come to you. And I totally believe in the universe bringing, or God, however you want to believe, brings things to you at the time that it's supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely.
So spreading wealth, folks, I'm letting you know, just start researching at a young age.
I love
knowing how to really invest your money, save your money. Don't buy stuff that you feel you don't fucking need, because we do that all the time. So, and it's funny how I want to go into, as we talk about wealth. So Dave Chappelle was obviously finally on Joe Rogan. Shout out Joe Rogan, which is an amazing podcast.
Amazing guy too.
So he finally was on Joe Rogan, and he talked about two things he talked about that stuck out to me. There was that when he decided to leave the business, he walked away from millions of dollars because he wanted to keep his artistic integrity.
Okay.
And of course he said, I would not recommend this for anyone else to do.
Sure.
I asked how much you paying me? Okay. You know what I mean? But he felt as though he wanted to walk away. And he talked about how people was mad at him for making that decision. They didn't think it was the correct decision about him walking away from all that wealth. But he said during that time, it really had him look at himself, his comedy, how important his comedy was. And like even now when he goes to perform across the different states, he doesn't just look at that place he's performing at as like, I'm going to just go perform at this building. It's really about who are the people who live in this town. He really wants to embrace where he lives at. But then the second thing that which is going to lead me to my question with you is, he talked about after the death of DMX and Black Rob, who both passed away. Obviously, they all knew each other. He was saying that their age were still young.
Yeah.
He's now thinking like he just want to have fun. He just want to live his life like it's no tomorrow. But he said, because, I'm looking at my guys who I grew up in the industry with, and they just passed away. So my question with you, like, do you feel like we wait to the last minute to really enjoy our life? Like, just as humans.
Wow. That's a pretty deep question. That was a very deep conversation.
Thank you. It's the wine.
Yeah. It's the wine. I think there's two types of pleasure. There's the means pleasure and there's the end pleasure. By the way, I learned this from my philosophy class back in UCL. And I love that.
That was like a year ago, young ass.
Well, no. It's a means pleasure is while you're doing that, you're having fun. Like we're going out to eat a big meal, right? Eat a very nice meal. While we're eating that, we feel really good. But afterwards, we may not feel good.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we call means pleasure.
Pleasure.
Pleasure. Yeah. And then there's an end pleasure. For example, working out, right? The process may not be the most pleasurable thing, right?
No, she said.
The end, what she said. But the end result is good, right? That's what we call an end pleasure. Maybe like passing a test. Maybe that would be a good example too. That's an end pleasure. I feel like life should be a combination of both. While we're grinding, while we're working, we should have fun as well. I don't think we should be like, let's just, I don't like the grinding culture at all. People would just be doing things that they
Grind
don't
with me.
Well, that's a different grinding though.
Sorry.
That's a different grinding though. But yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? While we're doing things, we should be doing things that we enjoy. Yeah. Instead of doing things like, I have to make a X amount of dollar. I have to get to X point so I can be happy. That's no way to go. I mean, a lot of people was on that route. Even I was on that route before, and I'm like, shit. Yeah. There's no way to go.
It's super important.
Horrible.
I think too, when we are millennials and young, and we're taught to go to school, make the money, work hard, try to buy your house at a certain age and do all those things, and then by the time you get to that point of where you feel like you're, successful, I'm may successful. Be 50, but then you're retiring at 60 with a limp dick. Who cares about that shit?
No
at that point,
way to go.
You know what I mean?
All.
So, and
Fuck
I think
that.
right, and I think with I feel with the pandemic, it opened up time because people lost their jobs, people were sitting home. You start to kind of reevaluate who you are, who your friends are, what you actually. pandemic, obviously if you working at 9 to 5, you probably sitting home after you got laid off and probably like, I was working for this goddamn job for 30-some years. Got this much in my 401k and I ain't got shit to show for it. It actually starts to make you think like, you have to really obviously still work, right? Yeah. Work to the best of your ability, but also try to have fun along the way.
Absolutely true. I think the working and the having fun and all these things is coherent, is congruent, right? We should be having fun while doing this.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's hard.
Otherwise, it's
hard to do it.
People are gonna get so depressed. I'm just grinding. I hate what I'm doing. But if I get to a certain number or I get to a certain age, then I'm gonna be happy.
It's like having kids.
Come on,
every millennial always say, and I say it myself, I want to have kids when I feel like I'm financially there. And financially there is different for everybody.
Yeah.
Financially there for me is like, I got my big house. I got my car. I can send my kids to private school.
Might be different from somebody else.
And my mom used to always say, now even my colleague, my friend Patrick, he just had a baby. It's always like, it's like that Chris Brown, it's never a right time to say goodbye. It's never a right time to have a kid.
Yeah,
it's never, because by the time you feel like you want to have that kid, my ass be 45, 50, my ass ain't trying to run out nobody goddamn kids.
Absolutely. And I think happiness is just a decision though.
Yes.
Right? It's you can decide to be happy during that time. So I get what Dave Chappelle is saying, but I do think life is both a means pleasure and an ends pleasure. We should be enjoying this along the way. Right, at the end, it might be a climax, right? It might be a great thing at the end, like bang, and then you're happier, and then your life is complete.
What's the saying?
That's
you die once, you live every day.
Yeah.
Unless you believe in reincarnation, to all my Jews.
Yeah.
But like other than that, you die once and you live every day. So you have to be able to live every day, and that's why I always tell people, even when you're dating or whatever, when it's small arguments or small things, I'll get into it later. I dated someone.
You did?
No, not no more. That's a whole nother episode. Okay. But one of the things was, how you start to meet people and it's very small, like, oh, you didn't text me back, or are you mad at me? It's like, I literally said, listen, that's not worth my energy to worry about something that happened 2 days ago.
Totally not.
That's so tiny.
That's totally not.
You have to, your mind, your mindset of life has to be able to be bigger and how we move forward. Because if you're the type of person that's so petty when it goes to small stuff like that, it's only gonna hold you back. And then that same energy is gonna hold the person you're trying to date or relationship and work business back too. So it's like, it's all about your mindset. Like you said, it's all about mindset. Happiness is a mindset.
It's a choice, yeah.
I can tell people, I hate when people say, I'm so, obviously you do it as a joke, like, I'm so poor. Like, bitch, you keep saying it. You ain't gonna be poor. Don't bring that shit around me.
Yes.
Because listen, when I was sleeping on couches or renting out rooms back in the day when I was in my 20s, because I was grinding, bitch, I go to brunch, you think I had $1 million in my pocket?
Oh, yeah. I like it.
Because that's a mindset.
It's a mindset.
You have to think that way.
Yeah, it's acting as if you are already certain thing, and then you're going to become a certain...
That's a form of manifestation.
It is.
You could be walking in, and people do it all the time. Oh, she wanted her shit don't stink. And you know what? She may think her shit don't stink, or he may think his shit don't stink, but and he may be living on somebody's motherfucking couch. But that's okay, because what he's trying to exude, that energy he's pushing out, at some point, whatever's going to be here is going to catch up.
Yeah.
I
mean, a very wise
Don't be in the
person,
mustard, catch up. Ooh, that's a bad joke, but I love it.
Yeah. There's also some great thinker, that I read, Earl Nightingale, Napoleon Hills. What they, it's like a pretty much truth. Okay, what they say is you become what you think. Yeah. Right? That's exactly what you kind of just said.
Yeah, you become
what you think. Yeah. You're thinking negative. You think I'm poor. I'm not happy. I'm anxious.
Right.
People don't treat me fairly. That's what you're gonna get.
Right. And it's easy. I always say it's so easy to give up that way. Yeah. I'm poor. I'm working a 9 to 5, or I haven't done this. It's like, it's easy. And I literally had a conversation with someone a couple of weeks ago, and I said, you know what? You're saying this, that you're poor. You're saying that you're not happy with your life right now only because you don't have a goal that you're trying to reach right now. So at this moment in life that you're in now, you're surviving. There's no type of direction of like, I'm only working here I'm working at B to get to A, right? Right now, you're just working at B because you don't know what the fuck your A is. And so until you know what your A is, you're going to continue to, my favorite terminology I like to use right now, I always say, you're going to continue to be a hamster in a spinning wheel.
Oh, yeah.
Until you figure out, okay, this is actually what I want to do. Yeah, what are my goals? This is now what I want to do. Okay, now where you're working at, if you're working at a Walmart or whatever, this is temporary. Because now that I'm doing this, I know that I need to do X to get to B.
Yeah.
So that's what makes that thing move. But the moment that you don't really have that frame of mind of wanting to be something better and you're just living in that spinning wheel, you're going to continue to feel that way. And then that energy is going to jump off on someone else. You know, don't bring that shit around here.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just, listening to my mentor the other day, and then this thing just struck me.
I know you had a call.
Yeah. And this thing just struck me a lot, talking about goal setting, because you were talking about goal setting, right?
Right.
When in setting goals, there are 5 main areas we need to set goals in. Physical, mental, spiritual, right? Financial, relationship.
Which one you lack?
Five things. I mean, there are quite a few actually.
No, me too.
But I'm just saying. Let me say that one more time. Just make sure I get it straight. Physical, mental, spiritual, money, financial, right, and relationship. These 5 areas. As long as we set goals and we look at them weekly, right? It's spelled W-E-E-K, not W-E-A-K. Okay.
Spell it for him, Mike. Accent it all. Weekend.
Weekly. No, not W-E-A-K.
Right.
Yeah. So you look at them weekly, and because we just talked about, you become what you think, right? And if you look at these things weekly, you have more than 50% chance of hitting them.
Yeah.
Yeah, set the goals, So for example, financial, how much do I want to make this year? For example, physical, how much what's my, my weight, my body fat, right? How do I try to accomplish, right? How many times I need to go to the gym, right? For example, spiritual, I mean, hopefully there is a higher being. Hopefully everybody believes that, right? There is a higher being, and what are you going to do about it, right? And mental as well, like any movie you want to watch weekly, any book, any podcast, it's very straightforward and very simple. It comes down to daily routine or weekly routine. And if people just do that, gosh, I mean, it does make a huge change in my life. I'm obviously still getting there, but once I start practicing these things, I'm like, gosh, it does make a huge amount of difference. And
I love it. No, it's funny because I have a book, I have a journal, and every year during New Year's, I write down 10 things I want to do for the year. Some things are obtainable. Some things ain't attainable or will not be. So whether that's setting up 2 shows, making, by 6 months from January, I want to be able to sell something for close to $1 million. It's just things that you want to reach the goal to. And then each time that you reach those goals, I would say each time you reach them, right? I want to book clients on 3 movies. That's light. If I do more, that's amazing. But let's start with 3. You go. I will go back to my book and I check mark it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I check mark it.
And the key is you go back and review them, right?
I review it.
A lot of people, the problem with goal setting with a lot of people, goal setting, fuck that. But because they don't review it. They set the goal, they put that in a notebook, they never open it.
They put it up and it's dust.
Yeah, and they never read it. Right. I'm like, how is that gonna work?
No, and I'm a firm believer on those 5 things you said. You said financial, mental, physical, spiritual, and all that, right?
And relationship, yeah.
All those things are very important. I think that's what makes up our body, right? All those things are what makes I would say the world go round in our life,
Absolutely.
Right? And so, like for me, we talked about coming. You said, "Sean, how many times you working out?" I'm like, bro, I'm doing 3 days a week at the gym, and I'm doing 2 days a week at Mayweather Boxing. Shout out Mayweather Boxing. Hello, hey.
Awesome. I may check that out.
Yeah, you should. You should come work out with me.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
And it's I burned like literally last time I did on Thursday, I did 1,018 calories in that shit. That shit was ridiculous. Then you talk about mentally, how many books are you reading? How many things are you reading? And people, when they think about reading, they always think about, I got to read a book. No, you can read a magazine. You can read an article. You can read something on Twitter. It's just, if you're accessing your mind to read something, it doesn't necessarily have
to
be...
even reading. I mean, to be honest, right now, Audible is a game changer. The audio book is a game changer. Literally, you can be going grocery shopping while listening to the most amazing minds on
Asian
earth.
soul food.
Yeah, well, I said the most amazing minds. Okay, but you are whatever. But all right. But yeah, no, it's a game changer. We got we got audio book, we got podcasts right now. You know, information. It used to be very hard to access for people in, you know, some rural area. Yeah. It's very difficult. But right now with the internet, with the cell phone, it's so easy to just do that. I mean, game changing.
Like Donovan, our producer's son, Donovan's son, Adrian, do better.
Do better.
He told me that I was at Rocco's. Shout out Rocco's in Culver City. Don't get the best motherfucking wings.
And that's a good place. I like that place.
Yeah, and I remember little Adrian was like, he was just talking, you know, 8-year-old at that time, 7-year-old, and he's just like, yeah, sure, you know, we just gotta do better. And I was like,
I love that.
Yeah, and it stuck with me. I still say it, little Adrian, do better. So that's what it is. And since we're talking about social media, I want to ask you a question about, do you believe showing off on like social media, right? Do you think this is a form of clout chasing, or perhaps do you feel like most people on social media do it to show off for women or men? And is there anything genuine on social media, period?
I believe there is. But I think it can be very polarizing. Social media is a place where it's like you enhance everything. The ugliness, you enhance it to like, you magnify it to 100, you know, times, right? Same thing as beautiful, right? With all the filter and everything. I just think social media there's so many people who show off on social media. Yeah. And people, when a lot of people see a whole bunch of fakers, right? And they're like, oh, this is shitty and that's a whore. And, you know, they're labeling everybody. Oh, that's a fake guru. This guy didn't have no money. That's what they're thinking, right? That's one group of people. The other group might think, oh, you know what? They're living a fancy life, you know. And
they're haters, as they say, right?
And they're living a fancy life. They got so much money. I'm so insecure. Like, you get polarizing things. You know what I'm saying? So that's my point. I think that the truth is somewhere in the middle. I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. I do believe on social media, there are some real good people who are trying to help people. Yeah. And not only they're trying to show off, but they're trying to build their influence, you know, make something good out of it, right? Positively impacting people.
I agree. Yeah, I think your Instagram, your Twitter, your TikTok, whatever you're on now, it's all about what you make it, who you follow, what you like, what your algorithm are.
Oh yeah, totally.
You know, I think, you know, there's, you know, when people, I hate when people always say like, oh, that person has a filter on. So the fuck what?
So what? Yeah, no.
Obviously, if they look good with a filter like that, clearly already good looking without the filter. You know, or maybe you may
not be.
They may not be, but to me, I feel like they are. I mean, everyone uses a good filter. Some people don't use a filter. I think if that's helping that person's ego, let it feed it. You know, but I also believe that there are. My devil advocate part when I don't think there's much genuine people on social. No, I mean, there's so many trolls.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? There's so many trolls and there's so many people that are fake likes. When I mean fake likes, like, oh, they did something great again, like, but they don't really want to fucking like that shit, but they feel like they obligated to like that because they know you, and then you may be like, oh, this bitch ain't liking my shit, you know, like, oh, I see how you are. So it's like that fake like. So it's probably, I think it's like 80-20. 80%
possible
80% where there is someone that's truly, you know, in for you, and then 20%, I mean, truly not for you, and then 20% where they are. So I want to also, obviously, we gotta get to our segment. We gotta get to that segment. Slap or whack.
Oh,
time for slap or whack.
Our classics.
Our classic slap or whack is a segment we do where does it slap? Does it slap? That's the wine getting to me. Does it slap or is it whack? So I'm gonna throw something at you, Mike. Let me know. So the first one, does it slap or is it whack? Wingstop.
Whack.
What?
I'm not a big fan of Wingstop. I'm sorry about this.
Well, extra crispy with the barbecue sauce and habanero sauce.
Well, you know what? I mean,
that's
I just
fat
think,
ass, but I don't care. That shit good.
Well, You know, well, for Wingstop, when do you order them, right? You order them when you mostly either you really want some good wings, right? Or you're watching games, right? But my go-tos are not Wingstop when I'm in that situation.
We should go to, Mike.
I mean, I like Popeyes.
I knew you were going to say Popeyes.
You already know. I like Popeyes.
Pimple popping Popeyes.
Fucking Popeye is fire.
Popeye, you pimples.
You like Wingstop?
Yeah, I think Wingstop slaps.
Okay.
The thing with Wingstop, you gotta buy it because they got this thing. It's like extra crispy. You have to buy it. You have to hit that button.
Extra crispy. That means it's so much breading. It's crunchy.
Huh? No. It's not. No, it's crunchy. No, it's not breaded.
That's breading. That's breading.
No. Have you had Wingstop before? Wingstop is not breaded chicken.
No, I'm saying that if you get extra,
no, they just over fry it.
Oh, okay.
That's over fried. Extra crispy breaded chicken is like KFC. Okay. Popeyes. This is more like just wings, but they just fry it longer, so it gives you that crisp. But damn, you said okay. Listen, I can't.
Next time change my mind. I mean, we
gotta get some Wingstop next game.
Yeah, I just had a few times. You know, I just feel like one time I ate it, it's too sour.
Mike do love Popeyes, y'all.
I do like chicken.
He can order anything he want. He said Popeye. He fucked that chicken up. And make sure if you ever go on a date with Mike. As a home date.
No.
Buy Popeyes for Mike.
Popeye and for a date? Oh my God. That is fire though. Yeah.
That'd be good. My next one for you, this one is it slap or is it whack? Lakers.
Ooh, oh my gosh. What does that mean? Does it slap or is it whack?
Like,
it's a
with the playoffs. No, Lakers.
Or this year.
In playoffs. They got 5 games left. How are they playing? Are they slapping or are they whacking right now? LeBron's hurt.
Oh, they whack as fuck right now. Right now? I mean, I'm just no offense. I mean, I want them to get into the playoff. I do not actually. You know what? There's a weird evil logic. I do not want them to be in the play-ins because they're gonna play against my Warriors. And I do not want my Warriors to go against fucking Lakers.
Is it your Warriors or your Curry? Let's get it straight.
I like Curry, and then I want Warriors, obvious, to get into the playoffs, right? I mean, do
they deserve to be in the playoffs?
I think so, bro. Have you seen, bro? They've been.
Curry's been playing great the last few games. Fantastic. Like the lights going out when he's shooting threes. He's a great player, but I don't think overall the team deserves to be in the playoffs. I think individually Curry has been killing it. He could be on a straight run to the MVP, but I think there are other teams that are better than Golden State. This year.
Let's see.
This year.
I know there are a lot of teams better than Golden State, but let's see. I'm just saying that in terms of these few games, for the entire franchise, I fucking love the Lakers. Yeah. Kobe Bryant is still my all-time favorite.
Oh, I love Kobe. Shout out Kobe.
Kobe is my all-time. He's my inspiration growing up.
I was looking at Kobe.
Probably one of the bigger reasons why I came to LA. I go to UCLA. You know.
Yeah, I mean Kobe. Kobe said if he went to college, if he ended up going to college first before he went to the NBA, he'd have went to Duke.
Went to Duke.
He went to Duke.
Interesting.
But obviously, all the smoke. Shout out all the smoke. We interviewed Kobe a couple weeks before he passed away. So it's always like a hard thing when you talk about Kobe. And I was actually looking at some of the pictures.
I love the Lakers.
I got so many behind the scenes things with Kobe, talking to him with me, Stacks, and Matt. And I never even put out on social media because it's so sentimental. I think I sent him to Stacks and Matt. Yeah, probably most of the time I do, but I have like a special folder on a Dropbox just for all Kobe stuff. Awesome. Yeah. So awesome. It's hard to and he's from Philly, So I'm a Philly boy
you think Lakers slap or whack? Just say this season, the last couple games.
I mean, I think they whack.
The whack is fuck.
I think they whack. I think they're. But I say they whack only because. I feel like, AD is injured again. He grabbed his ankle, but instead it was his back. Obviously, LeBron. I think it's just load management.
Injured again?
Yeah, he got injured. He's injured. He's out.
AD?
Yeah.
I thought he just was a very small turn of, and then he
that
came
was
back.
before. He came back. He fell.
Hold on. Last night he played.
He played through. He was a lower back. His lower back is injured.
He played last night, but he played pretty good.
They probably put a little needle in him.
He played pretty good.
Did he?
Yeah, played
but I think it's load management. And when you look at it too, they 5 games left in a regular season, and their schedule is not easy.
I don't think they want to be in the playing games though. That's the thing.
I mean, no one wants to play 5 games like back to back on their schedule and then jump into the playoffs. That's hard.
I'm talking about the play-in game. Like you're number season. 7.
They still in
number
season.
7, number 8.
Right.
They're gonna play,
and then they got to go straight to the playoffs. That's a lot. That's a lot on the body. You know what I mean? So and they're not as strong. So And I'm gonna say it's a respectable whack, whack because they play in a hard schedule. But we'll see.
I don't know.
My next one.
Okay.
So I don't know if you heard this song. It's called "Let It Off" by artist YTK. They redid a Mariah Carey song, which I know you love Mariah Carey.
Yeah. I'm gonna shake it all down and then.
I'm about to take it off.
Oh, I already know this too. I love this song.
But it's "Let It Off" though.
Oh, okay.
So does that song slap
similar.
or it is a chorus? They took it from Mariah Carey. Does it slap or is it whack? So Mariah Carey, before you said it though,
what did she say?
So they said, Mariah, you got 24 hours to respond to this, and she go, you got 24 hours to respond to my goddamn lawyer.
Oh,
because they sampled her whole track.
That's like straight sample. Not even sample. This is not even called sampling. This is called stealing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So Questlove texted Mariah saying like this song obviously slaps, But what do you think? What do you think?
I think it whack as fuck.
Are you saying it because you're a Mariah fan or
it's because
whack?
Well, I would say this: there's good sampling and there's horrible sampling. Mm-hmm. When we say good sampling, we think Kanye West, stripping some good songs like either old Kanye, right? Obviously, stripping some good samples and put new beat. Oh, by the way, thinking about of that, there's the Daft Punk song, right? Better, stronger, faster, something, and Kanye obviously sampled that song into his song, right? And it's just a completely different thing. I'm like, oh wow, that's so new. But what I just played, what that you just said, bro, this is a straight like copy. There's no ingenuity. There's no like real artistry. You're literally just the same beat, the same melody. That thing I totally whack as fuck.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think it slaps, man.
Really?
I think it slaps. I mean,
they gotta pay copyright too.
They gotta pay copyrights. Listen, these are young kids. They trying to make it a music business. No one has the funds, or I'm putting myself in their shoes, the funds or the knowledge as to how do we make this work. We just want to have fun. We made a cool song. We're gonna sample the song, and we're gonna put it.
Make the song.
No, but I'm saying they took the song, they remade it to what they felt it was. To today's youth, right?
They didn't even change the melody, bro.
They didn't.
The Juice WRLD song called "Lucid," what is it? The Lucid Dream. The big.
Which one?
I see the shadow.
I don't know that song.
What? Lucid Dream.
Okay.
Yeah. That song sampled a very old Sting song, right? The guitar and all these, the entire strip, but it's a beautiful sample, right? Even though they got copyright claim and then he got to pay a whole bunch of money and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But because that sample is like, all right, you sampled it and then I blend in some new element and then it's a new thing. But this is completely the same. So that's
it is. I think they was trying to be creative. I thought it slapped. I thought it was. If we're talking about the kids of today, I thought it slapped. It was obviously she probably don't like the gun. I think the video was terrible though. The music video is very terrible. But just like, I'm listening to it. I'm just like, okay, it slaps. Like, it's not like,
fair enough.
I don't think it's a Grammy. I don't think it's nothing like that. But I think it's like, okay, it's something different. My last slap or whack for you. Jake Paul versus Floyd Mayweather.
Jake Paul or Logan Paul? Are you talking about the got your head?
Or got your head. Is it Logan or Jake?
No, Jake Paul is the one who got the got your head.
Jake Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. Just slap and whack this fight.
So not even about the fight.
No, just in general, they fighting coming up, right?
No. You got it wrong. It's Logan is fighting Mayweather.
Logan is fighting, but Jake the one that stole the hat.
Yes.
So they look alike. I can't tell the difference.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's the problem I have.
The overall, does it slap or whack that he's fighting
it's the two different people.
The Paul boys in general.
I think.
Especially at a billionaire status.
I think it whack as fuck. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Well, from a fighter point of view, for example, for people who love the sport of fighting, like I love basketball, right? Yeah. I want to see pure basketball, right? Somebody likes football, soccer, right? They want to see pure sport. This is not pure sport. This is what we call marketing scheme.
Right.
Even the gotcha head thing, I think he planned it all along. He tried to do something kind of.
Did you think it was fake?
I think not.
I don't think it was fake.
It's for Mayweather, his reaction may not be fake.
Okay.
But for Jake Paul to do what he did, and then, he even got the tattoo on his...
He's a social media guru.
That's what I'm saying to you. That kind of is whack to me. It's not about the sports anymore. It's more about the hype. It's more about the kind of stuff, the marketing thing. That's why I think it's whack.
I agree. I think it's whack. I mean, I think it's whack that he's even fighting this dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, it could be Mayweather's so bored and got so much fuck you money. He's just like, fuck it, I'm going to do for the check and I'm going to, knock this dude out. But it's also like, Mayweather, you can do so much more than stepping down because the only thing you're doing is helping him out.
Yeah.
You put the work in. You don't come from a privileged background. You put the work in. You had the type of life you lived in, and you created a wealth for you. And now that you're stepping down and you're feeding into this narrative, it doesn't make sense to me.
I just think, bad for him, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So
it's awesome.
But it's also
it's a great episode. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, episode. Listen. Thank you so much. I mean, we out of time, I think, right? Yeah. So holla at us, Asian Soul Food Podcast on Instagram. You can check us out on Spotify, iHeart,
all the places. All the places. Okay. Good stuff.
But we out. Appreciate it. Holla.
Peace.